The Arknights Endfield devlog is here, and it reveals a lot of new and exciting things coming to the game. Before I start, I want to mention that I will not be going over everything on the devlog, only the ones that are notable and upcoming. Any future features or other changes I didn't think warranted being in the video will not be mentioned or will be shortened. I will link the devlog in the description if you want to watch it yourself. This is so I can summarize it better and give you all the information you might be interested on rather than just me yapping on and on. Anyways though, let's get started. Here are the list of quality of life changes they are going to add. There will now be more ways to acquire standard pulls. You can get them via Battle Pass, stock redistribution, and Etchspace salvage. They'll also be giving out more of them in the pre-event sign-in along with extra ore barrels. Second, AIC quota conversion improvements. It now auto-converts excess potential tokens while keeping the required potential tokens to raise an operator of potential to max. This is great because you don't even need to think about the conversion, you just do it. You don't even need to worry about accidentally making a mistake. Third, weapon essence improvements. They basically just let you buy an item from Valley 4 stock redistribution to just remove the RNG in weapon essences. This is probably my favorite quality of life change in the entire devlog. Like, it's not even half-assed. You literally just get the essence you want and call it a day. All you need to do now is just farm more essences just to max it out at this point. You don't need to worry about RNG. Arknights Endfield unironically now has the best progression system in 3D gacha games. It is not even close. It's hard not to glaze this improvement when it's this good, man. Like, holy. Fourth, weapon potential and essence upgrade quality of life change. The UI now allows you to view skills directly, which I actually would say that's a great change. Fifth, the map now tells you how many rare resources there are in a spot and a reminder tag for mining spots that you haven't mined yet. Sixth, you can now choose to return to your original location after visiting your friend's Dijong. Much welcome change right there. Seventh, farming is now faster in the game. This is just overall a net positive. Eighth, they optimized claiming mail attachment, meaning that a full backpack shouldn't be an inconvenience anymore. This applies to rare resources as well. Ninth, protocol spaces, boss fights, and crisis drills starting you with max HP and max ult. You also have a different state in and out of dungeons, meaning that you can start a boss fight, for example, even though your team is mostly dead and still have full health and max ult charge when fighting the boss. You are now allowed to construct core AIC facilities outside the core AIC area. This makes building more seamless rather than having to TP to the core AIC area if you need to make a facility. They also just made indicators more clear and made it easier to know when you're at the limit of something. 11. The UI now has better indicators to shared facilities versus your own facilities. You can also now remove shared facilities from the map, making it easier to finally remove those unwanted zip lines around the map. 12. You can now use the escape key to exit out of top view mode. They also increased the zoom out distance for top view and gave controller players a one-button prompt to move things around, which, as someone who plays Arknights Endfield on a Steam Deck, is very much appreciated. Oh, and they also are improving the experience via remapping. 13. You can now exceed the 80-meter limit of relays for up to 20 meters before the connection cuts off, which makes it easier to manage relays. It also now doesn't get removed upon story dialogue. Last on the list would be quick stash not including filled bottles. This is great as you want to be carrying them around when using liquid drones around Wuling. Now that we got quality of life changes out of the way, I am now going to explain the new features they are going to add. Qingbo Stockade is going to be our newest region in the game. There is also going to be more story content in general. Second, there is going to be our first Wuling boss with an interesting gimmick on collecting ancestral springs to remove its core mechanic. Third, Cuprium ore, which adds the hydro mining rig, a new way to mine but with water instead of electricity. Fourth, Cuprium components, which adds its own new gear sets. It seems like a side grade to the existing Sheer Knight gear we have. We'll have to wait and see what the stats will be and build changes this will provide before we can determine if some characters will change builds or if this is more of a future thing for future characters. They are further expanding fluid-based AIC factory building. There's going to be sewage that you can use to make more items. This will make automating more interesting as you now have more things to play around with. I love how the factory keeps getting relevant and fresh. This is one of those things that I really wanted Hypergryph to lock in on, and they seem to be doing just that. Sixth, conduits giving you more ways to route water to your factory. Seventh, we can now finally have 4, yes, 4 Forges of the Sky in our AIC. Oh, thank God. 8, more ways to put lead on your enemies. Yeah, new guns and stuff. 9, stock redistribution, depot nodes, and environment monitoring will now have more levels. We'll finally get more wooling stock creds faster. Perhaps we can start the wooling delivery route meta soon. Please transfer your wooling jobs to me. 10th, AIC Steward increasing the limits of bus ports and sections. This is great as I love using depot buses and I need them literally everywhere. 11th, new Umbral Monument featuring wooling enemies. I am excited to see what gimmick each stage has, as I literally glazed the fucking game mode. 12, new Delver of the Cryptic featuring wooling puzzles. I still need to play this game mode. I haven't because I was waiting for the time gate to disappear, but I love the wooling puzzles, man. I am very excited. 14th, Supply Exploration Day event, which is just the pan event. You cook food for people and you get progression materials and pulls. 15th, Cleanse and Rinse event. You waterboard everything and you get paid to do so. 16th, Survival Training event, which seems to be a different game mode for the game. You're throwing bombs at enemies and removing enemy shields by getting an axe armor beast to shred through enemy shields. But last but not least, new Battle Pass. Wonder how these weapons will fare against the upcoming banners, characters' signature weapons, and how useful they would be outside of said characters. Okay, so before I get to the characters, there's 2 things that I forgot. One of them being a quality of life change, and then one of them being a new thing. First thing being that you can now open a map on the zipline. Yes, you can now do that. And also there's a minimap with the zipline as well. This easily would have been my favorite change if it wasn't for the weapon essence situation being insane. Second, new Etchspace salvage area. Damn, this game mode keeps catching strays from me, even unintentionally. We'll finally see Area 4. I can't wait to see my mind blown just because it somehow connects itself to the entire map. No, genuinely though, I'm actually pretty excited about this one. Speaking of characters, now we'll talk about the new upcoming characters, Tangtang and Rossi. I want to say that keep in mind this is just me theory crafting about these characters, so take it with a grain of salt. Tangtang is a 6-star cryocaster that uses a pistol. She seems like she'll be a sub DPS / support. Her combo skill creates whirlpools, which can then be consumed by the battle skill. Her battle skill creates a water sprout that inflicts DOT, cryo infliction, and art susceptibility when consuming whirlpools. After consuming the whirlpools, it creates more water sprouts with the next cast of the skill. The ultimate pauses enemy movement, which is a great support tool. And her talent, Rightbringer, creates more water sprouts when you end your ult early with a dive attack. It also consumes whirlpools just like her battle skill to create even more water sprouts, inflict art susceptibility, and deal more damage. In terms of team composition she'll work in, it would primarily be the Yvonne and Last Right cryo teams, as they benefit from not only the damage increase and cryo stacks, but her crowd control as well. Perhaps she'll work in a physical solidification team? I'm just coping. Anyways though, personal opinion, I unfortunately might have to skip on my Supreme Chief. I'm so sorry, Tangtang. It's just that, unless you work in a physical solidification team comp, bro, I cannot justify getting you. I don't even have Last Right. I don't even have Yvonne. Moving over to Rossi. She is a 6-star guard character that uses a sword. I kinda wish that was a great sword, but she's a physical character that benefits from arts inflictions. It seems like she would be a sub DPS / main DPS and a great vulnerable inflictor. Her battle skill inflicts lift, and if they are already vulnerable, apply a DOT effect, Racer Clawmark. While under the effect of Racer Clawmark, enemies will receive increased physical and heat damage due to the Nicks and Scratches talent. Combo skill has 2 sequences and is triggered when the enemy has a vulnerable stack and an arts infliction. First, she deals damage, then the second one consumes all arts inflictions and converts them to lift. Perfect timing will inflict 1 more stack of vulnerable on the enemy. Her ult is her main damage burst skill that also inflicts heat infliction. In team comps, she'll work well on the physical / arts team variant. Gilberta fans keep winning, man. We got more team synergies to play around with. Also, administrator fans are winning as well. We love more admin team comp options. I like the direction this is going as well, because she doesn't just power creep the mono physical team, but instead, she just creates more variants of the physical / arts teams just like the solidification team before her. Overall, this has been a great devlog. It's so good that I hate myself for torturing myself just so I can summarize this entire thing to a goddamn video. I wish I just watched it like a normal person rather than consistently pausing and preparing a goddamn script. Anyways though, I hope my efforts weren't in vain and you guys found this video helpful and informational. I will probably play Delver of the Cryptic or something, or catch some sleep, I don't know. I have to wake up like 4:30 in the morning just so I can watch this thing as it comes out and try to speedrun making this content, bro. Oh my goodness.